The primary election results. People in 5 states cast their votes yesterday, including in the highly charged Senate race in Pennsylvania. The Republican contest there is still too close to call. TV celebrity Dr. Mehmet Oz holds a slight lead over businessman David McCormick. Meanwhile, Madison Cawthorn, the youngest U.S. congressman and, of course, one of the most controversial, lost his primary race in North Carolina. CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa joins us now from Yardley, Pennsylvania. So, Robert, former President Trump backed Cawthorn and Dr. Oz. What do these results say about the power of his endorsement? Or perhaps is it, I'm not going to say lack thereof, because there are some candidates that are winning their elections, but is it a done deal? Is it a slam dunk if President Trump endorses you?
Good to be with both of you. It's evident that it's not a done deal when former President Trump endorses a Republican candidate in a primary race. It certainly gives a candidate a lift, a mark of support from one of the key people for the base of the Republican Party. But we see that other issues can matter. Just like one thing doesn't matter to most voters, it's a composite of issues. You see President Trump's endorsement being factored in by many Republicans in Pennsylvania, but they still see some of them. When we were talking to them over the weekend, Dr. Oz as an outsider, David McCormick as someone more in the traditional Republican mold, and we see McCormick now is very competitive, and this race remains a toss-up.
So Doug Mastriano won the nomination. He was backed by President Trump, former President Trump. No surprise that we're talking about the Pennsylvania governor's race. No surprise there, because he was one of the sort of loudest critics of the election results in Pennsylvania. He was, a proponent of sort of the big lie and fraud and all that sort of stuff.
January 6th.
Right. Exactly. So it's no surprise that the president would back him, but he won. So how could this shape the midterm race then, do you think?
It is going to be an uphill challenge for State Senator Doug Mastriano. His record may not play in Pennsylvania. We shall see. He is an election denier. He is someone who also has about under $1 million in his campaign war chest. That's compared to about $15 million for the Democratic gubernatorial nominee, Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro. So Democrats feel pretty good that they can cast Mastriano as someone who is in Washington near the Capitol on January 6, 2021, who has also denied that President Biden is a legitimate president, making false claims about the election. At the same time, Mastriano showed he did not engage with the press during his campaign in almost any way, the mainstream press, but he was still able to win the nomination. He's going to continue to run an outsider campaign.
On the Democratic side, Bob, as you know, CBS News projects Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman to win the Democratic Senate nomination. He's in the hospital recovering from a stroke and had a successful pacemaker surgery installation. What do you think about his health and how that might affect his campaign going forward, or will it not have an effect?
Vlad, it didn't seem to affect his primary campaign in any real way. He had a commanding victory on Tuesday night against Connor Lamb, a congressman, as well as against other rivals in the Democratic Senate primary here in Pennsylvania. John Fetterman, as Lieutenant Governor of Pennsylvania, has built a profile that's both populist and appealing to mainstream Democrats. He's 6'8". He walks around the state in a hoodie, sometimes in gym shorts. He's someone Democrats believe could be a non-traditional candidate for them in a Senate election, but he can also work closely with Josh Shapiro, the gubernatorial nominee. But it really will matter for Fetterman. Who's his opponent? Is it going to be Dr. Oz, or is it going to be David McCormick? Most Republican establishment types in Washington believe McCormick is more in the mold of Pat Toomey, the outgoing Republican senator in Pennsylvania.
Robert, thank you very much.